Got big ideas? Need a large, high-quality 3D printer and don't have $10,000 to $20,000 to spend? Well, introducing the Beast V2. It's the second of our large-scale 3D printers and the result of over 2 years of feedback, testing and redesign.
Hi, I'm Josh.
I'm Dan, we're Cultivate 3D, and this is our fantastic new printer, the Beast V2. Our design concept for the Beast V2 was simple. Build a bigger, higher quality and easier kit printer for around $2,000 US. This printer is big, I mean really big. The fully enclosed build volume of 500 by 490 by 690 millimeters means you'll have the design space to knock out truly massive designs. The second generation of the Beast is a gigantic leap forward from the previous model. It's much easier to assemble and much more reliable. A massive change, we've completely redesigned our Z-Motion system, making it incredibly difficult to throw your bed leveling out. We've also introduced an automatic bed mapping system and filament out detection, which automatically pauses your print when the filament runs low. And all kits come equipped with industry-leading E3D hot ends and Titan extruders as standard. Due to the use of E3D hot ends as standard, the Beast V2 is compatible with nearly all FDM filament types and brands on the market. Importantly, you're not locked into buying proprietary filament. This is really important. The Beast V2 now features a full enclosure and the ability to connect an extraction system so you can port nasty gases outside if you're printing with more volatile filaments such as ABS. We've now also got a reliable dual extrusion system, allowing for the use of multiple colours or materials on a single print. It's also built from readily available off-the-shelf components, meaning you can modify the printer to suit your specific application, and replacement or expansion parts can always be sourced quickly and cheaply. Sure, size matters, but that's not all this printer's about. With layer heights ranging from 0.01mm to 0.8mm, and nozzle sizes from 0.15mm to 1.2mm, our printer offers almost infinite flexibility, especially with regards to precision and speed. All of this for less than half the price of comparable machines.
The mechanical engineer's eternal problem is waiting for parts. And with 3D printing, that whole cycle of design and wait goes from design and wait 6 weeks to design and wait a day, which is basically everyone's dream.
BattleBots to me is somewhere between a hobby and a career, right? It's not only what I cut my teeth in engineering on, but it's what I helped many, many new builders come into the sport doing. With the Markforged printers, it's the reliability that honestly gets you every time. If you can't trust your printer to leave it alone overnight, then you're not getting anything done any faster than you would with a conventional method. It's a super low effort, and I like low effort. Engineers, we're finding more and more lazy ways to change the world.
Somebody once asked me why we put so much effort into how the printer looked and how it was built. And my answer was, if we don't care about how our product looks, why would you believe that we're going to care about how your part looks?
This is industrial. I mean, this is a different scale. It's insane, to be honest with you, when you can think you can actually print a metal piece. I'll take the carbon pieces. I'm a carbon guy, a racing guy, carbon fiber the whole way. But it's incredible.
This is not looks like, feels like. This is like works like, keeps working like, and you forgot that you 3D printed it because it's still working.
Most of the work that I do is in the orthopedics and trauma realm and trying to make a difference in people's lives. What I'm holding in my hands here, this is a external fixator part. Each kit that basically I use for a patient costs about $2,000 to $3,000. And this one is a 3D printed version of that. It costs $5 that does the same thing, and you can throw it away and don't feel guilty about it.
Our customers who are using our printers, they have parts on their desk that they're showing how much time and cost they've saved.
The Markforged products affords us the ability to take greater risks.
Having the ability to print something that's not as expensive kind of rekindles your imagination.
Originally, 3D printing at Dixon Val was for research and development. And over time, as the technology advanced, we took it from rapid prototyping into functional prototypes.
We can go in entirely different directions because we will be able to produce things that you can't produce other ways.
At the end of the day, every engineer just wants to make a perfect design. 3D printing lets you get a little closer, or a lot closer.
Hi Kickstarters, my name is Lutz. I'm glad to introduce you the Overlord 3D printer. Overlord is a desktop 3D printer for everyone. It's a smart, elegant and user-friendly printer that brings new experiences. We started making 3D printers since 2011. After lots of research, our first printer was successful. But we wanted to make it even better. We wanted to make an affordable 3D printer that runs faster, builds taller and fits nicely everywhere.
We work with world-class industrial design firm MoMA to create a unique and stylish outlook for Overlord. You can even choose from our color combo to fit it better with your home, classroom, and studio.
We also partnered with the F-Robot, an open-source hardware provider, to customize the high-quality electronic parts and motors.
All these efforts were made only to ensure the high performance and precision to make Overlord more than just a bunch of metal and plastic parts.
Besides precise engineering and beautiful display, Overlord is also smart. You don't have to be an expert in 3D printing, and neither will you struggle during situations like feeding, rejecting or leveling. We added power-off protection and brake resume to Overlord, so you will no longer be troubled with blackouts or careless operations. Now you can focus on perfecting your own design.
Hi, my name's Nikki. I'm the production manager here at the Boxy Shop. Today I'm going to show you how to level your build plate on your Boxy. This is an important step to go through when you're initially setting up your machine, and it's also a valuable technique when troubleshooting any inconsistencies you're seeing in your 3D prints or laser engravings. When leveling your print bed, you want to make sure that the print plate is completely level with your X and your Y axis. A question I often get asked when you do this is, can't I just use a carpentry level? And the answer to that is no. That is because we are not referencing the Boxy to the table or the ground that it's on. We are referencing the print plate to the quick change head that you're using, and we want to make sure as it moves across the bed over and over again that it maintains a specific distance consistently. The first part of leveling your print bed is going to actually be to remove the print bed itself. It's being secured with magnets on 3 different spring bolts, 1 in the back and 2 here in the front. You're going to want to use an Allen wrench to compress those spring bolts as tight as they will go. And then once they are fully compressed and you can't turn the wrench any further, you're going to back it out about 2 full turns. And you want to make sure you do the same exact moves on each spring bolt so that they're close to a ballpark range of being at the same height. Now you're ready to put the print plate back on to the spring bolts and home your Z-axis, which you can do on the interface. It will bring the Z-axis all the way to the top. And once you've done that, We want to move the gantry here over top of this back spring bolt. And once we see that it's directly over top that back spring bolt, we're going to put our 3D printer into the quick change gantry. And we're going to set the nozzle on top of a 1/4 inch piece of acrylic. This will give us a reference point for the other 2 spring bolts. So when you set the 3D print nozzle onto that piece of acrylic, you want to take note of the resistance you feel between the print bed and the acrylic as you move it back and forth. And then once you have that reference in your mind, you can move it to one of the other spring bolts in the front. And you're going to want to mimic that same resistance you felt by using your Allen key to either tighten or loosen that spring bolt to raise or lower that corner. And then you're going to repeat that on the 3rd spring bolt. And then once you're confident that they are all about close to the same resistance when you slide your piece of acrylic under, we're going to repeat the whole procedure over again, but using a business card, which is much thinner and will give you a really accurate reading of how level your print bed is.